Hello, welcome to the first reading vlog of April. So April is the month of month-long readathons. There are two big ones happening that I'm sure you've heard of at this point, Realmathon and Magical Readathon, and I'm participating in both of those. So it is currently April 3rd. I did mean to start this video a couple days ago, but I've been very busy and my allergies are crazy right now, which you can probably tell. I cannot breathe out of my nose right now, so it might sound slightly different, but I'm all good. It's just the pollen here has been crazy, and so I cannot breathe out of my nose currently. But we're all good. We're pushing through it. I did hope to get a couple of videos filmed this weekend, but alas, that did not happen. So we're going to hope to do that this week after work if I can fit it in. I've got a lot to do this week. I had a lot to do this weekend and I didn't get a lot of it done, but I have a big test coming up that I need to study for. Obviously, your normal housework things, and obviously I want to get a lot of reading done to work on my TBR for Realmathon and Magical Readathon. We'll see what I can manage this week. I guess to start off, I will explain my character for Magical Readathon a little bit. If you don't know what Magical Readathon is, it's this very immersive, expansive readathon created by G from Book Roast. I don't think I can even begin to give the readathon justice when I explain it, so I'm going to link her explanations down below. This is the spring Equinox readathon, so we're starting school, we're working on our callings. My character, I haven't named them yet, but I am a member of the Guild of the Mindwalkers. I'm from Carador. I'm an elf. During the Gear Up edition back in March, the week-long readathon, I picked a spell book as my conduit, and my legacy is in the multiverse. I don't know if that makes sense. These are just the things that I wanted to pick or I filled out the questionnaires for, and that's my result from it. But that is my character as it stands, and the calling I'm going to work towards. There are two that I was really interested in, so I'm going to try to fulfill both of those, all of the classes for both of those. And those career paths are the Math Magician and the Mage Hunter. I love math, I love statistics, and the Mage Hunter is also like the true crime kind of like crime scene hunters investigator, which both of those paths seem very interesting to me. So that is what I'm going for this month with the readathon. My first book is going to be The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, which is going to count for my Spells and Incantations class, which is a book of short stories and essays. This is a collection of novellas in the Throne of Glass world, so it might be a little bit of a stretch, but that's what I'm going for with this one. I'm super excited to be finally continuing the Throne of Glass series. I've read Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight twice in order to continue on with the series, so I'm super excited to finally be doing that. I'm going to read hopefully one or two of the novellas a day if I can. If you don't know what Throne of Glass is about, it follows Selena Sardathian, who is Adolin's assassin, basically. And a couple years prior to the events of Throne of Glass, the first novel, she was captured and sent to this mine where she became a slave. And one day, the crown prince of Adolin, Dorian, comes, takes her out of that prison, takes her to the capital where he chooses her to be his champion in this competition to become the king's champion, or the assassin for the king. Obviously there's more going on than just that competition. There's some evil that lurks within the castle, so Selena has to go through work to become the king's champion and earn her freedom, but also figure out what that evil is in the castle and make sure, she stays safe. As I mentioned, this is a book of novellas that takes place before the events of Throne of Glass, but I think it's recommended that you read it after Crown of Midnight. That's what I'm doing. I have started it. I'm only about 15-20 pages in, if that, so I'm hoping to get a decent chunk of this read today. If I can. I really need to study, like I said. I'm going to do my best. This morning I did finish a book that I had started March. I'm not counting it towards Magical Readathon or Realmathon, just because I only read about 200 pages this month. But that would be Call of Bone Ships, I think is the second book's title, whatever the second one in the Untitled Trilogy is. This is a book I read for Covers with Cassidy's Readathon, or her book club, the Backlist Book Club. I thought it was okay. I think it was better than the first novel, only by a little bit. I think there was a little bit more character development, a little more intrigue in relation to the plot and certain aspects of the world. There was a little bit more of a plot, in my opinion. Again, I didn't really know where the plot of this could possibly have gone. Even then, it still went in a very different direction than what I would have expected, I guess, if I had to take a guess. The Tide Child Trilogy. The first book, The Bone Ships, follows our main character, Joran, who, the deck keeper, I believe that's his title, on the Tide Child after Maas Gilbrin comes and takes over as shipwife on his ship of the dead, which is basically these black ships where it's basically a ship for those who have been sentenced to die. These ships are built on the bones of these sea dragons. I can't remember the exact word that they use for them in this world, but it's like sea monsters, sea dragons. They are what they use to build the ships, and these creatures haven't been seen in years and years and years. Finally, one is spotted, so the crew of the Tide Child has to deal with that, because whoever captures it and kills it is going to take a place of priority in this war. They're going to have an advantage in this war between the Gaunt Islanders and see, this book is just so forgettable because there's so many terms that were just thrown at me, not explained very well, not in a way that stuck in my mind. I've read 2 books already in this series and I still get a little confused about the terminology, but it's all good. Like I said, I found this one more interesting slightly than The Bone Ships. This one ended up with a 3.5 rating as opposed to the first book, which got a 3. At this point, I think I will continue with the series just to finish it out, see what happens, because the series always does leave me with that little bit of intrigue. I want to know what happens. It's not like I hated it to where I refuse to continue. Unless that happens, I'm always going to want to know how the series finishes. So I hope to get to the 3rd and final book in this trilogy this month. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now with my readathons. I am obviously participating in Realmathon, but there's a list of like 40 prompts that either subtract or add magic to your realm or an opposing realm. I can fit each book for multiple prompts. I think we can use up to 5 prompts per book, but I'm going to choose those once I finish the book. So I will let you know what happens or what prompts I use each book for after I finish, just so I know the content within the book and I get the maximum points I can either add or subtract per book. So yeah, other than that, this might be a little bit of a longer readathon or weekly vlog just because I'm starting on a Sunday. April started on a Friday, and I did mean to start this vlog 2 days ago, but a lot of things happen. So I will talk to you later when I make some progress on this book. Hello, so it is now Monday evening. I'm about to go to bed. I look a mess right now, and I probably still sound a mess / sound way worse. I made it through the day, and I wanted to give you an update on how my reading is going so far this week. So yesterday I managed to read the first 2 novellas in The Assassin's Blade, and tonight I've made it 5 chapters into the 3rd one, and I'm hoping to get at least another chapter or 2 done before I finally go to bed. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not the biggest fan of short stories or novellas just because there's not much to them. I can see how these could culminate into something big because they kind of do build upon one another or have these that they connect in some way, at least from what I've seen so far. But yeah, it really is just adding an extra level to the Throne of Glass world, giving us insight into Selena's background before the events of Throne of Glass. So from that perspective, I am enjoying it. And again, it's also just interesting to see other parts of this world that we've not seen or heard of before. So I don't really know how I'm going to end up rating this novel because there's just not enough to these short stories to rate them well, I guess. And I don't even know how to rate it as a collection of short stories. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. So far, I'm having a good time. I've managed at least 160 pages in the past couple days, today and yesterday, which I'm pretty proud of. Hoping to get in a few more tonight. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I will talk to you when I have another update. Hello everyone. So it is currently Thursday. I haven't vlogged much the past couple days because I haven't done that much reading. I'm still reading The Assassin's Blade and I am enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it more than I was during my last update. Not that I wasn't enjoying it then, but I'm definitely enjoying it more now. I am currently on the very last short story in here. I have just under 100 pages left, I believe, so I'm hoping to finish that tonight, if not tomorrow. I am still studying for a big test I have on Saturday, so that's going to take priority, or it should take priority, even though I very well might dedicate more time than I should to reading. Yeah, I think the short stories have gotten better, or the novellas have gotten better as they've gone along. Again, not that they were bad in the beginning, but they're longer now and I just enjoy longer stories. They're more fleshed out, the romance is building, the characters are developing, I'm seeing more of the people that I wanted to see. I'm intrigued to find out how this all ends. I don't want to say too much again because it gives away some stuff mentioned in the first couple books. I will probably just talk to you when I'm finished with this, which may be tonight, maybe tomorrow. Hello. So it is now Saturday, April 9th, and I finally finished my first book for the readathon, or the first full book, I guess, that I'm counting towards the readathon, and that is Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This book ended up getting a 4.5 stars. The last few stories really made the book for me, I think, and connected everything, it really drew everything together, in my opinion. I did really enjoy it. I think the reason I enjoyed it so much is because the stories weren't disjointed. Like I said, they all came together in the end with the final story. They all built upon one another or had connections in some way, and I really enjoyed that. This really just makes me want to read the rest of the Throne of Glass series right now because, like I have mentioned, I have not read past Crown of Midnight before this one. I own them all on ebook, but it's like one giant ebook. And then physically I own Heir of Fire and Tower of Dawn. That's the title. So I'm hoping maybe I can get those books soon and read them soon, but right now I have other things to prioritize. I believe I've already mentioned what I'm using Assassin's Blade for Aurelium, but since I've finished it, I'm going to tell you what this counts for Readathon, and I think you can use up to 5 prompts per book, and they can be increasing or decreasing, one or the other. So I've chosen to do increasing magic prompts for this one. So this book will gain me 11 points. We have enemies to lovers, which is a big trope in this book. Apprentice trope, Selena Sardathian is an apprentice. Mentor mentee, YA, and has a map. So altogether that gains me 11 points for my team, which is exciting, especially because I don't know how many more points I'm going to be able to get this month with my reading. It took me a little bit longer than I would have liked to have read this one, but that is in part because of the test that I took today, and I passed, by the way, which is exciting. So now I can focus on my reading. This weekend is actually the weekend of peace talks for Readathon. So it's a 48-hour readathon, I guess, kind of like a quick little burst within the readathon. So I'm going to try to read as much as I can tonight. My plan is to move on to the romance book club. Maybe try to get most, if not all of it, read today / this weekend. I know this vlog is a little bit longer than normal or than I would like it to be. It's kind of a weekly vlog just with the first 3 days of the readathon included, because I would like my vlog to kind of go from a Monday to a Sunday. So tomorrow is going to be the last day of this vlog. I will let you know what I end up picking up, how I'm liking it, how far I get into it tonight. So yeah, I will talk to you later once I start my next book. Hello, so I'm back with an update. I have started my next book, The Romance Book Club by Elissa K. Adams. This one is going to count for my alchemy class, I believe, for Aurelium, which is a book featuring romance. And this book is about this guy who is having trouble in his marriage, and his wife has asked him for a divorce. So to try to win her back and save their marriage, he joins this romance book club where they all read romance novels to try to figure out how to save their marriages and their wives and their girlfriends. So far I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm not loving it. The characters are driving me up the wall. I absolutely cannot stand the main character's wife, Thea, I believe is her name. Basically, they both had this big falling out in their marriage. He left. It all came out one night when he discovered that she has been faking it in the bedroom for years and years and years. And he left. The big issue seems to be communication. I think the main character, Gavin, really recognizes that he's done wrong. He's trying to win his wife back. I don't think Thea has really realized that she's also in the wrong. I understand there's background trauma, childhood trauma, things of that nature, but there's still a communication issue, and it takes two usually to ruin a marriage, as in this case it's definitely taken two. She just won't let go of the fact that he's the one in the wrong here, when she's the one who has been just not telling him how she's felt for the past couple years, how she feels like she's changing, how everything has changed and she's not herself anymore. And I think she's put all of that on him and on their marriage, and instead of communicating that to him and trying to figure out how to work through it, it's all become his fault. And that's my biggest issue with this so far. It's annoying to read. I cannot stand it because they're both at fault in this situation, and I think Gavin definitely realizes that more so than his wife does. Some of the other things are a little bit annoying about, like, how this group of guys just feels like all of these things in these romance novels is what every girl wants, is how to win every girl back. But I mean, that's just typical, doing typical stupid men things. It's not explicitly harmful. It's just annoying. So yeah, at this moment, not loving it. I'm interested to see where this all goes, but right now it's really sitting at a 3-star, if that. Yeah, I will keep you updated on how this goes. Hello, so it is now Sunday morning, the 10th of April. It is the second day of the weekend of Peace Talks. And last night I finished reading The Bromance Book Club by Elissa K. Adams. I ended up giving this a 3-star for part of it. I absolutely hated the book, more the characters than the book itself, but I don't think I have it in me at this moment to give a book below 3 stars. I use the call pile rating system, and my rating system is still very confusing to me. It's arbitrary. I just put whatever numbers I'm feeling at the moment of finishing the book into the spreadsheet. It gives me my rating, and that's what I stick with. So this one got a 3 stars. The only thing I could think of, maybe based on just personal feelings, it would get a 2 or 2.5, or maybe even a 3. I don't know. Like I said in my previous update, the main characters, Thea really just annoyed me to no end with the whole it's all Gavin's fault, none of it is her fault. And that theme really stuck throughout the whole book. The ending was fine, I guess. Throughout the novel, I was like, why are they getting divorced? Like, why does Gavin think they're getting divorced? I know Thea's reasoning behind it, but I never logically saw a good reason for Gavin thinking, like, oh, that's why she wants a divorce. There is a book within a book in this book, and it's a Regency novel. And I mean, it's not too prevalent, I would say. I guess like there are snippets thrown in here, but it's like a few pages at most every now and then. I feel like I could be convinced to maybe read the next book in the series, just because my issue wasn't really with the writing or anything of that nature. Some of it was, but my biggest issue was with the characters. I did enjoy the other members of the Bromance Book Club themselves. So I'm not going to prioritize it, but if I ever see it and I feel like picking it up, maybe I will. So I guess a softie enough for now on the series. So that means I have completed my class for alchemy for Magical Readathon. For Realmathon, I'm counting that as read a book in one sitting because I read it all yesterday sitting on the couch. Parent-child relationship, because Gavin and Thea's relationship with their twin daughters is very prevalent in the book. And a book with romance. It's a romance book. And then I think a book with green on the cover. There is green on this cover, so it got me a few points for Realmathon. Yeah, as for what I want to read next, I'm not sure what I'm going to read today for the weekend of Peace Talks. I do have some cleaning and laundry and all that to do, so, and hopefully some filming. Maybe I have this short story on my Kindle that I've had for years and years. It's a novella in the KS Walking world. It's under 100 pages, and that's one of the prompts for Magical Readathon, so I might knock that one out and then maybe start one of my other TBR books. We'll see. I'll let you know later. So it is now Saturday afternoon and I wanted to give an update on my reading. I have read my book for Elemental Studies with the Magical Readathon, which is a book under 100 pages, and I chose to read The New World, which is a novella in the Chaos Walking world. It's a prequel to the story. It's Viola's story as she is landing on the new planet, as she is on the spaceship. It's only about like 36 pages, so it's not really in depth, but it does give a better look at Viola's perspective and what she was dealing with before she ventured out to this new planet, her landing on this planet with her parents. While reading it, there were several things that I couldn't remember about the Chaos Walking series, so it made me want to reread it because it's one of the older YA series, one of the classics of the YA genre, I would say, you know, back in the 2010, 2012 era. And it's a very different series from anything I've ever read since then. I think the gist of it is basically there's this planet, it's not our planet, it's another planet, and our main character in the actual series is Todd. On the planet, you can hear each other's thoughts. One day, Todd is out walking around and he stumbles upon Viola, I believe that's her name, and silence, he can't hear her thoughts at all. And it's a lot of politics and adventure. It's a very interesting story, and I really enjoyed reading the trilogy when I read it. I need to reread it, and I think I would enjoy rereading it, but I don't have the books with me here, sadly. They're back in my dad's house. But as of now, I've completed 3 books for Magical Readathon. I don't think I'm gonna count that short story for Realmathon. It's like 36 pages. It's whatever. I think my next read is going to be God's Grave, Dark Dawn, whatever the 3rd book in the Nevernight series is. I can't remember at this moment. I hope to maybe start that one tonight, and I will let you know how that goes. So it is the end of the week. It is Sunday night, and I wanted to come on and wrap up my blog for the first week of Magical Readathon and Realmathon. So this week I managed to finish 4 things, 3 of those counting for Magical Readathon and 2 I'm counting for Realmathon. So I finished Call of the Bone Ships at the very beginning of the week, an okay read. I finished The Assassin's Blade yesterday, a really enjoyable read. I am eager to continue with the Throne of Glass series now. And then I read the entirety of the Romance Book Club yesterday as well. Again, an okay read, a very annoying read. And then today I managed to read a short story, a novella, in the Chaos Walking world, the New World. And that's all the reading I've gotten done this week. I am pretty proud of it just because I've had a lot of things to do, and today I didn't get much reading done because I had to deep clean the entire apartment that I've been neglecting while studying and working and reading. The rest of this week I may or may not start my next book tonight, but I will let you know how that goes in next week's vlog when I start my vlog in the morning. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed my first week of Realmathon and Magical Readathon vlog. Checked off 3 classes, may gain some points for bail. I don't know how many, but I'm sure I can figure it out some other time. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you with another video soon. Bye!